Get ready to sit on the edge of your seat and turn your monitor upside down because this is Salamancer and we are casting some Australian TF2. It's going to be some Div 2 action from Australia, which I was told is pretty darn good. It is between our boys in blue, the Wonderboys. Don't know the secret of their power, stop asking. And in red, the Ruffians. And right now it looks like the Ruffians demo might be a little bit slow here. Sorry. It's gotten out there pretty darn fast. And he's laid down some stickies, but it looks like the entire red team did not come out of the house. So actually, decent choice by the red. They just didn't quite make it work for them. They were a bit slow. And this is not going to work too well. Oh, Milk Maiden goes down. So I like the opening that the blue team had there. They seemed a little faster to the mid-fight. So that means the Wonderboys are going to cap mid. They lost their medic, so of course, looks like our red team is going to have some difficulty, but not having a severe uber disadvantage on last means it's pretty darn good. And sadly, I don't know too many of these players. The only one that I can really speak to is Havoc. Having seen him, he is the medic for the Wonderboys. And Havoc he's pretty darn good, guys, I gotta say. He's a pretty good medic. Played against him in Pug NA, actually. He plays on the North American server sometimes. So you're going to watch him. He's pretty beast dodging. But, oh, Shady James, nice with the shotgun. He does get taken down, but a very good focus of that soldier who is being a threat. And that kind of keeps his team in the running here, but I don't think they're going to be able to cap second. They should probably back off from this. Back off from this. Oh, maybe they can cap this soldier, actually. Oh, caught him out. Havoc with 19 health left, and he stayed in. That is some moxie. We're going to call it moxie. Oh, skipping the video. Oops. Anyway, sorry 420. Gonna try and lay some stickies over there at the door. A pretty nice little tactic to cut off people from the easiest route of getting out here into the fight. But it looks like there's already someone out here to try and defend. And look at that, everybody's upstairs right now for the Ruffians. And they're gonna try to lay some bombs down here. Try and hold off that Spire for as long as possible, which they're doing a decent job of right now. Sofu Lit Lavelle. Which, if that's supposed to be a pun or something, I can't really tell. Doing some decent sticky bomb damage, but he's lost a couple players here that, in fact, both soldiers are down. So, really, it's just the demo man right now who's going to be able to effectively hold off that Spire. And the opponents don't have a demo, but I don't think the red team would be able to hold this anymore. So he's going to try and lay a stick down there. Did a little bit of damage to that soldier. And actually, if he'd managed to hit him with one more sticky, he might have died, because I think that was White Magic that he hits. Was that White Magic? White Mage? Well, it was White Magic. I couldn't even see his whole name and I guessed it right. It's unusual. So yeah, he actually could have done some pretty good damage there, but okay, this hold, now that they've lost the Spire, yeah, they need to get back here and do the standard thing. Set up some sticky bombs on that last point. Watch the entrances. Did that Uber already pop? No. Okay. Cool. Now Havoc knows what he's doing, man. He's not going to pop an Uber early. They do need to watch out for the sniper, but of course they're going to spot that. So Thalion probably not going to have too much luck sniping from his position right now. Do not really know what they're waiting for at this point, because I think everybody from the Wonderboys is our blue team here. I think they're all in position to attack. So I mean, when you're like this, it's still 0-0, obviously. Nobody's scored yet, because nobody's capped that last point. When it's like this, there you go. Yeah, you just push in, see if you can make it work, and if it doesn't, I mean, the likelihood that you're going to get pushed all the way back to your last point is still so low that you got time. And there you go. The Wonderboys doing what they need to do. I like that play by the scouts there. They snuck onto the point after the demo man and soldiers, and the Uber came in and just took all the attention away from the red team. So red, you know, maybe they just... It all happens in a flash, I'll tell you that much. That as soon as you see that point start to get captured, you're like, oh no, I hope somebody takes care of that. And in that split second, nobody's taking care of it, and the point gets captured. So that is what happened to the Ruffians right there. Now the Wonderboys out to this next mid-fight. Cortex, nice and overhealed on the point. You gotta like to see that. Medic pocketing a scout for a little while out there because his soldiers may have jumped away from him. Shady James is gonna take some heals, and he protects the medic quite nicely. Havoc MD still retaining his medical license and grabs the health kit in there, which is totally legally allowed to do. And there you go, he's got a full charge, and it looks like they did kill Roma Bordovsky once again, or Borodovsky? I'm gonna call him Bordovsky. It works for me. Took him down. So this time around, the blue team will have a gigantic Uber advantage, and Roma is just now setting up his own little Uber here. He's got 20%, even less, And Sofu just trying to hold off that point for a little bit. Watch out for the stickies, though, Sofu. Oh, watch out. Okay. That was detonated. Didn't quite get the damage they wanted out of that. You can tell the scout was probably calling for that detonation. And White Magic, don't know what he was doing, just walked in and died. We still have a bit of a forward hold going on here by the red team, which, I mean, it can work, especially when your opponents are obviously downstairs trying to open these doors. So I kind of like to see that, but they know that there are sticky traps there. And now that red team has given this away, what I'd like to see is probably Havoc maybe climbing the spire, which is exactly what he's doing. Perfect choice there, because that means they can just completely avoid those doors. They are going to be able to hop onto the battlements here anytime they want to and set in the attack. No! Instead, they're actually jumping down and healing up White Magic. But it looks like that is okay, because the entire red team is now back in their base once again and settled in for some turtle off-skis. And so this looks like it could end up going Blue's way pretty darn easily. We would find out. Leon, though, setting up a sentry, and he's going to have that to level 3 fairly soon, so that's always a fun little thing to see. Now, a sentry will die to, you know, 1 or 2 rockets, 1 or 2 sticky bombs, whatever it takes. It's got maybe like 300 health, I think, when you max it out like this. We can't actually tell here because demo replays don't give us that option. But the sentry, I mean, it's really there to distract and to just be an extra man on the field. And you can tell what Leon is doing here. If he doesn't die, he really can't die here. Cannot die. But he doesn't have any metal, actually. Might want to go get that. There you go. No, as long as he doesn't die, dude, repair your sentry. It's sparking. It needs your love, Leon. Get out there and repair it. Thank you. Okay, and there it goes. So yeah, this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to swap out to Scout as soon as the sentry went down. So basically they had this whole big thing that could have dealt a lot of damage unless it was taken care of. And so it forces the entire blue Uber to basically go towards taking care of the sentry. And then he can swap out to whatever class he wants and essentially be that, like, 7th, you know, the sentry is the 7th man on their team, which makes it a lot harder to push into. But the Wonderboys ended up taking that one too. So that was a very nice Uber by them to just push in and deal maximum damage. They took that sentry down really quickly and still managed to have a lot of Uber left over to take down the rest of the red team. So let's see here. I'm sorry, we're going to find... Well, we'll switch Cortex. Why not? Cortex actually going to go underneath for a little while and then stay underneath, because you got to be watching down there, right? Watch those flanks. But there's actually a scout went through the crab house down there. Did get taken down. Vansman Cortex, I think, killed... yeah, Mick FC... Mike. His name is Mike now. Cortex doing that little jump, that fancy little jump off there at the edge of the house that you actually can totally do. Sneaks up and caught that soldier over there a little bit by surprise. I was about to say Wonderbolts, which was a team in UGC. My bad. Wonderboys, though. Whatever the secret of their power is, it is clearly showing here. They might go up to a very quick 3-0. So I'm beginning to think that maybe Havoc MD kind of talked up his game a little bit too much here. We do have just a bit of a pause, though. And there you go. They have unpaused. They got White Magic back in the game, and looks like it wasn't too big of a deal for him to drop right when he did. It was just kind of during the transition play from Spire to Last, so he was able to respawn and get right back up there. At least it wasn't like a medic, you know, dropping and losing an Uber advantage or whatever. And Havoc is still using that regular Uber. So we are going to see that happen. Thalion once again sets up his sentry over here. And actually, Havoc told me an interesting thing about this. So this is not Oz Fortress. This is the ATF2L, the Australian Team Fortress 2 League, which I gotta say I'm not an expert on the differences there. But he did say that the main difference between the two is pretty much, I mean, the class limits are the same, most of the rules are the same, but the sandwich and I think the degreaser are allowed in ATF2L. They are not allowed anymore in Oz Fortress. So we might see some degreaser pyro, some sandwich heavy, which is always a cute thing. And look at this, Sorry going to lay some stickies down at that doorway, take down the sentry, but he's also going to completely cut off the blue team, or red team, I'm sorry, from actually walking out of their spawn. Beautiful thing to do. The Uber is just now over, though, and this time around it looks like our red team may be able to hold this. They're all on the ground, though, which is not exactly where you want to be to defend, but they're getting some crazy damage out. Sorry, this is what you want to do. You want to be, like, up on the high ground. Look at that. He didn't even die from that. Oh! But it looks like Thalion actually finished him off. I think Roma was going in for a Uber saw hit. I don't know if he actually got that, so I'm sure the comments will vindicate it regardless. But Milk Maiden coming up here just to help capture this Spire. And Spire is tough to recapture, it really is. But these guys are doing an excellent job of it. And now, even pressing forward, Little Milk might want to back off there, though. Oh, no, and they've lost Roma. Cortex, the scout, got in there, took him down, and Weasel was just a little bit too late on that. So Havoc is going to have a big Uber advantage unless the red team can do something crazy and take him out right now, which is what they look like they want to do. They're actually pushing out to mid right now. Whoa, guys, this is a little bit too aggressive. Milk is taken down, and the more these guys are aggressive, the less it is going to pay off. They don't have a medic to heal them up right now. They are all playing on super low health, except for Sofu. And somehow the blue team was still not able to stop them from capturing mid, so that is pretty darn huge. Roma actually could have taken that forward spawn, would have probably helped him out a little bit. And here comes the Uber, might recapture the the middle point for the Wonderboys, but they had to pop their Uber just to cap middle. They were already all the way back on last with an attempt on there, and now they are just now regaining mid. So it is still 2-0, my friends, with the potential to go either way. Shady James with Mind Bullets. I don't know what Mind Bullets are, but they sound incredibly lethal, or at least they just make you stupid. Which, I mean, well, it would be a face worse than death, right? I wouldn't want to be stupid. I am, but I wouldn't want to be. Wait. Does that mean I should kill myself? Okay, anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Just kidding, I'm not depressed at all. But, oh, Mick walks out there and could not retreat from that at all. It looks like he wanted to kill himself. Sorry, Mick. You know, sometimes these things just have to happen. Nonetheless, once again, we do have a pause. Oh, man, these pauses, they're killing me. But I think it's going to be the last one, guys. Actually think it's going to be the last one. Oh, Sofu just walked into that pipe. Painful. Painful to see that. But it looks like they do have the Uber ready to go, and Sofu's taking damage, actually. But the med is going to be okay. Roma helping push his team forward. Both teams actually have an Uber. And can the red team take this? I mean, they're in a decent position to possibly do that, but before they take the point, they really need to either force the enemy team back or take them out. And there goes their demo man. Both blue scouts are gone, but the Uber is finished up here for the red team. They lost their scouts during the Uber, and now the blue Uber coming in to try to destroy, or at least defend the point, which is definitely what I thought they would do here. But they're taking a lot of damage. Shady James gets his butt handed to him. And, oh, there you go, White Magic. Wow, I think he did the splits on that rock there. Oh, it's awful. Okay, so we got Roma running back to last now, which is kind of what you have to do. They are going to lose the Spire, although I would love to see him go out there and get a crossbow hit. Oh, he's not going to do it. Well, he would have gotten, like, you know, 50,000 medic points if he'd gone out there and actually even attempted to shoot with a crossbow. But oh well, he's doing the conservative thing, which is probably the right call. It's just not the interesting call. If you guys have watched my gameplay, you know I make the interesting calls, not the right calls. And that makes all the difference. Usually my team loses. But we have fun doing it. You know, unless we have people on the team who care about winning, and then we don't. Anyway, looks like we do have Uber from Red, so they will have that in time. I guess I had the impression that our blue team was going to have Uber before Red, but apparently they don't. So I was too busy talking about medics and crossbows and things and be paying much attention to the Uber charge. My bad. They land though on what? Whoa! What just happened? Blue just popped their Uber way early. Don't know why they did that, and now they are in big trouble. Oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm super confused. All right. Okay, false alarm. I mean, super alarm. I mean, whatever alarm. Is Havoc gonna dodge this scout? No, he's not. Havoc. Oh. Anyway, no. Okay, so I thought blue was on defense, and that's why I was all like, oh my gosh, they popped their Uber. But it turns out they weren't, and I'm an idiot. Anyway, good defense here on that last, just to make sure they don't lose it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times in pickup games or whatever, players will walk out of last, try to recapture Spire, and then somebody walks in and backcaps, and everyone's like, no, where were you? Who was supposed to be there? Oh! So these guys definitely have practiced a lot. They know how to walk out of last. They know how to keep somebody back to defend it. Good comms, I'm sure. on this team, and they've got an Uber advantage. Weasel here using the original rocket launcher. Looking a little pervy there, but doesn't look pervy like this, does it? Maybe a little bit. Whatever, we'll watch this. And he's just kind of watching the flank right now, but it looks like they may... I mean, they've got the Uber. They should push with this. And pushing through house can actually be a pretty decent thing to do. That is what they're going to do. Weasel actually going to go towards what is now their flank through choke. And there goes the Uber through house. It's actually being blocked a little bit by some of the explosive damage. It's not actually doing any damage, but it is juggling these guys up and down. But there you go. The scouts are coming in and doing some cleanup work now. Leon getting 2 kills. And now he does kind of have to back up. The Uber is popped. And, oh, Medic got a hit there. I'm pretty sure that was an Uber saw hit. Hang on. Hang on. Gotta make sure he's actually... Yes, he is using the Uber saw, and he's wearing the Merc's Pride scarf. Nice. Anyway, no, he's using that Uber saw, and so he did definitely get some gigantic Uber advantage here. As long as he's got somebody to heal to build it up. Oh no, Havoc just got taken down anyway. Leon's still going huge. He's gotten like 4 or 5 kills now, and is he done? Is he done? He's finally done. Oh, Leon. Wish I had caught more of that, but we did catch the very tail end. He got some crazy kills there, including the Medic, which is going to keep his team alive. Phantom making sure he doesn't get hit by a sticky trap there. And he's just... Wow, what are they doing at the moment? I mean... He's trying to keep an eye on the enemy team. Watch the flanks. There you go. They've got their Medic back up now. Roma Bordowski is... I mean, he's got the Uber. He's pushing forward with it. But the question is, can they actually do a lot of damage with this? Because the Medic's walking back right now. He's probably going to have... Yeah, there you go. Milkmaid gets taken down. The Medic was not there in time to try and flash in with the rest of that Uber. That is the problem with getting too far away from the Medic during an Uber, trying to chase your opponents. So, well played by the Wonderboys to back off from that. I gotta say, they're just looking a little bit better than the Ruffians right now. They really are. But only a little bit, because both these teams have been doing a pretty outstanding job. But just the decision-making and the calling from Wonderboys. It's like they know when the enemy's going to have Uber, so they're already backing up, and they do manage to avoid making egregious mistakes most of the time. Here comes another Uber from the Wonderboys, and there you go. Exactly the same decision-making now coming out of the Ruffians in red. Losing a player here to Phantom. They need to take this guy out. There you go. They did take him out, and there is a back cap going on while... Okay. Yeah, it was kind of weird, actually. The blue team had to take Spire, and there was an attempt at a back cap on their... I'm sorry, middle. There was an attempt at a back cap on blue's Spire, but it wasn't really able to happen. And usually you'll see those back caps get abandoned very quickly. Oh, nice Uber to save his own skin there, I guess, or save the rest of his team, and he's going to use that to jump right up and start capturing Spire. Nice! So Ruffians might actually take this. They got to keep their med alive, though! Ugh. Keeping a demo man alive is probably pretty important, too, and right now he is taking some hits from this Scout here. Oh, can you get this kill on the Scout? Nope, Scout's going to nail him. That's what happens when you catch a demo man unawares. You have Milk Maiden trying to use the skill stick, but apparently that's not going to work very well for him. Didn't get that kill. Spire getting recaptured. There is a lot of chaotic fighting going on right now. It is not very coordinated at all. And there you go. Weasel coming up and trying to help finish off this capture. What is Havoc doing? He is, whoa, scary out of position, but he did manage to walk down a hallway, which is a Medic's best friend. Nonetheless, Mike, with the longest name in TF2, did take him down. So now the Wonderboys are in pretty big trouble. They've got White Magic unable to ascend a staircase, trying to get in there and heal up. There you go. Hit that cabinet back up to 200 health. And there is going to be a gigantic Uber advantage. So Cortex now coming out with a Sentry of his own. And he's going to need to build that up to level 3. Or at least level 2 as quickly as possible so it gets the maximum knockback. But no, Weasel spams it down immediately. He's just going to build another one, though. And Phantom takes advantage of Weasel trying to do that spam. Actually kills him. So that might slow down the push just enough. If Roma Bordowski decides not to push in on that because they're going to wait for their soldier. I mean, they just got Uber now, and they could be pushing if they hadn't lost that Solly. But Havoc is at 70%, so if they don't push immediately, they are going to lose the advantage. And there you go. They are pushing immediately. They're going to take down this sentry very quickly. And then try and hold off this doorway. Now they need to get somebody on the point. There you go. They are doing exactly that, but they're going to get some pressure coming in from the left side. Sofu's still trying to hold off this one door on the right. There you go. Now he just needs to lay down those stickies. Oh, lay down the stickies on the point, bro. There's too many players down for the red team now. Wow, some crazy pills, though, coming out of this guy. And Weasel just took down Phantom, so it's 3 versus 3 at the moment. The Uber is just now over for the blue team. Yeah, this is exactly what they need to do. Come right back in, try and take advantage of the blue team not having all their players alive on last, but oh, sorry! With some beautiful pills, takes down Sofa, and now he's still got those sickies on the point. It's going to be tough for Red to get in there. The Ruffians, they are going to build up to an Uber advantage, though, so they could just sit back on that. I think that was the call. They might... Ooh, backing out here. I mean, it's the conservative choice to make sure they don't lose the Spire, and probably the right choice in this situation. But if they had managed to live and stay inside, then they would have had an Uber advantage going into last, about 20%, so they could have pushed, or attempted to push right in. But yeah, they would have gotten flanked, so they did make the right call there. Whoever their caller is pretty darn good right now for the Ruffians. And they are pushing in once again. It's always scary to push into those doors, by the way, because you never know where the sticky bombs are. You just never know until somebody actually spots them or gets exploded. Sentry gun is down. Cortex still playing NG. And here goes the Uber. So Cortex, yeah, he did change back off to Scout now. Fairly standard. And all the blue team... Whoa, whoa, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies on that. Fraps kind of derped out there. Wonderboys might lose their medic here. No, yes. Okay. There's another one to the soundboard right there. No, yes. Just like that. So they did lose their medic. Phantom going to come out here and just do some pressure on this demo. Took him down. The Scout's doing work right now for the Wonderboys. And they might be able to recapture that point. Although we got White Magic coming back and saying, okay, well, we got to play some, we got to have some sort of insurance policy here, just in case somebody decides to walk back in and attempt back cap. But no, maybe they've already got their demo man on that. And so now White Magic is going to jump this. No, he saw that soldier up there, or maybe he didn't see him, but he knew the soldier was there. He'd been told there was a soldier up on the spire. Good hits, though. I like his positioning there. Just waits for that door to open. He doesn't even want to see through the door. He just wanted to see the door itself so he could fire through it. Deal some damage to whoever decided to walk in, and that's going to delay it a little bit. Get his medic and Uber in time for last. And White Magic is just being thorough. He's checking those little grates back there because those are spots where you can hide a Scout, believe it or not. If you're not paying attention, a Scout can just get right up inside these little things and hide from you. And, I mean, they're sort of visible, but if you're not looking for it, that can be a pretty sneaky spot for a Scout to come in and do a back cap. And, oh, look at that. Anyway, there is an Uber coming in right now from the red team, and Cortex changing out from Engineer back to Scout. Meanwhile, the Uber just finished up, oh, not even finished up for Havoc yet, just finished up for Red. And once again, Red having some trouble getting in there. Wow, look at that shot. Shady James taking down Roma Bordovsky. And I'm pretty sure our blue team should have this as well. Yeah, there you go. They wiped out the Ruffians. So the Ruffians are taking a bit of a rough hit this game. Ha 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 ha. But, no, yeah, seriously, they're not having an easy time going up against the Wonderboys. And once again, blue team recaptures their Spire, this time around with even a little bit of an Uber advantage. So there you go. They have taken a position where they can think about being aggressive towards mid. And Sofu lit la belle, the red demo man here. Not sure what happened there. Weasel finished off Shady James. Both of them died, so maybe Weasel was bombing in, trying to get a hit on the enemy medic and just couldn't do it. I don't know. We missed that, but we did see some spam going on. And Havoc MD, the medical doctor. Isn't that what that stands for? Which, you know, it sounds redundant, but I guess you can be a doctor of a lot of things, like philosophy, so a medical doctor is, yeah, it makes sense to call somebody that. Anyway, ooh, Leon, no streak for him this time around. Wonderboy's trying to capture that point, but they're having some trouble here, getting spammed pretty hard. Nonetheless, they are taking down a lot of players, and the Ubers are popped, so Red is going to hold on to the point for a little while, but this might be a little bit too aggressive. Oh no, they have a lot more Ubers, so they're going to use that, taking down Havoc. They do lose Mike, the Scout with the world's longest name, and Phantom, oh, look at that. Beautiful pistol work. He's got to stay away from Roma Bordovsky, though, who had the needles out, or was that a crossbow? And was going to try and nail him. So Phantom, he's got to be a little disappointed here, because he's like, come on, if the rest of my team had stayed alive, we could be capping middle right now, but he's kept their aggression alive at the least. And he's going in on the medic right now. Can he get him? 8 health left, pulling out the pistol, but it's going to be too late. There he goes, surrounded by his enemies, and Valium finishes him off. So, the Wonderboys, the secret of their power may have been found out right now, as I think these teams have kind of stabilized. Red looking a little bit more confident in their play at this point.
Our control point is being captured.
He's just going to lay down some sticks there to try and prevent his opponents from retreating too hastily. But Sofu, which is probably, it's like a combination of soy and, oh, that's scary. Okay. Sofu, he was actually standing in his own sticky trap. A lot of times you'll see players like actually, prematurely detonate their sticky traps when they want to walk through a door just because they need to not hurt themselves. Anyway, the Uber popped just a little bit early there. Vantum did his job and did it well. And now Weasel has gone down. Oh, look at this Uber. This is really super aggressive by the blue team. The Wonderboys popping out there. And the only thing that Red could really do about that is try to go for back cap, but not going to happen. No, sir. So that's going to be blue trying to get a... Wait a minute. Does Mike see... Oh, good kill. I don't think he's going to be able to go in there and stop the cap, but he does spot a potential free medic kill. Going for it. Oh, he even grabbed that health kit, so Havoc is on very low health. Going to have to retreat back to last. Grab this little 5th kit. I don't even know. I guess we'll call him a pill bottle. Call him the pills. So he grabbed his pills, and he's going to be okay now. He could even grab those. There you go. Back up to full health, Havoc. Cortex going to set up this little sentry overlooking the point once again. And we are back with the Wonderboys on last. So another chance for the Ruffians to put a point on the board. This time around, both teams do have 100% Uber once again, and Sofu, once again, look at how much time he has to spend during that Uber just focusing down the sentry. Very annoying, and, ooh, a lot of players actually going to be forced to go stand on the point just to stop it. And there you go! The instant they step off, the Wonderboys lost to a scout cap. Gotta love seeing it. So it's 2-1, ladies and gents. The Ruffians managed to pull it off. When the point is that close to being captured on last, you just have to have somebody standing on it. Even if you have someone like Milkmaiden standing there spamming the point, if nobody's standing on it, Scout's going to walk onto it, and he's going to cap it. So you got to stop that. You definitely got to stop that. Ooh, I just got an announcement. Apparently, Owen and friends are playing Super Meat Boy live on XTV. That's hilarious. I wish I could be seeing it right now. But instead, I'm casting a pretty darn awesome game for Australia, so I have to go check the VOD out later. Video on demand, that's what it stands for. VOD, V-O-D. Oh, Milkmaiden. You and your air shots. Oh! Sorry, 420. Doing some severe damage here at mid, and the Wonderboys are probably going to capture it once again. Sofu is going to get into a little bit of a fight here with Sorry, but he should be backing away. He's still in this. This is surprising. He might lay down, a sticky trap or two, but, I mean, the longer he stays here, the more easy it is for him to get flanked. So he really does need to back up from that. There you go. He will do it, and now lays down some sticks at the standard spot there at the choke point, just to delay a push through it. And we've got a game of whack-a-mole going on here, with the soldier kind of poking his head up there every so often. Cute thing, dude, you can actually jump up and fire over this. Even though there's like an invisible wall so you can't jump over it, rockets will still go through there, and whoa! Sofu is doing a back cap, and this is a very heavily committed back cap. That damage, though, was not quite enough. They do get the cap, and beautiful air pipe there from Sofu on Shady James. Not going to be enough to save his medic. Roma, though, doing some sneaky little moves, and he does manage to get a hit there. Doing another... Oh! Takes down Vantum! And they're going for another back cap. They might get this. Oh, look at that scout up there, though. He's going to stop it. He's going to stop it just with enough time. And now Roma is in some trouble. He is in the enemy base right now. He's actually behind their spawn. And his team is going to try and capture mid again without him. Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh, Roma, you were so close. I thought that was going to be like the world's greatest commando medic. Oh, but he got taken out with 97% Uber. It's too bad he just couldn't connect with somebody there after he got a beautiful Uber saw kill. White Magic now waiting in the wings for a trap. Oh, gotta hate that, doing the self-damage there on that wall. But he does take down Leon, and and that's going to prevent them from pushing on amidst the Wonderboys, even though they lost their medic actually, so even though they got that beautiful kill on Roma, it didn't matter too much. Lost their medic. We've got some spam going on at the moment, and Cortex kind of peeking forward. He's actually, it looks like he's managed to get in behind, although he decided to go for a fight instead of just going for a flank or being a distraction. And now, Soldier on the medic, but it's not going to matter. Oh, that was halftime, ladies and gents, so that's why everybody's going crazy. On to half number 2. So remember that the Wonderboys right now, it is 2-1 against the Ruffians, and the Ruffians are still in red, Wonderboys in blue, so they have not changed colors, and it doesn't matter, it's a symmetrical map. Symmetrical enough. Oh, and White Magic taking a couple hits here, but he really is doing a lot of pressure on the demo. One more rocket would have killed him, and that's just going to keep him out of the fight for a while. If he's that hurt, he really doesn't want to join the fight again. Right now it's just Roma and Sofu left, so this fight very easily went to the superior aggressive skills of the Wonderboys. And most of these mid-fights really have gone their way. Their soldiers seem to do really good damage. Their demo tends to get there a little faster. And look at this, Sari chasing Sofu. 24 health left on that demo, man. But he didn't quite manage to finish him off, so not a huge advantage there. There is, however, a huge Uber advantage, so I would not expect the Ruffians to be able to defend this. That's a very difficult thing to do. Well, Wonderboys, I think you got this one, and we are going to find the secret of your power very shortly. It is, in fact, Uber advantage. Ooh, with Leon, though, still on that sniper. He's fully charged, so... And yes, sniper rifles charge up, just so you're asking. So even if he just narrowly hits the medic's foot, it will kill him, because a fully charged shot does 150 damage. Guess what? The medic has 150 health. And now, wow, real aggression coming in. But that's exactly what they need right now. The red team needs to get out there and be aggressive, because they want to try and force the enemy medic to Uber in a position that just does not work for them. There are still stickies in the point. The red demo is a little bit afraid of detonating them, because he does not... Yeah, okay, so in that position, I would have been afraid of detonating as well, because if you prematurely det those sticks, then you're just leaving the point open for a scout to get on. So far, they've done a decent job of defending, and if Milk... There you go, if Milk can stand on there for a little bit while longer, yeah, he will hold the point. And you gotta love that force pull of the ammunition that he just did. He might do it to this little... No, okay, that's too bad. But yeah, I've seen a lot of soldiers doing this recently. It's kind of the new trend. Oh, Scout, you are not long for this world. Where you'll just shoot your rocket in such a way that like a weapon that's lying on the ground flies straight towards your face. It's a beautiful thing. Heal your soldier medic. There you go. So the Ruffians held it off just barely, but they weren't able to recapture Spire. Didn't have enough players there, and blue team respawned a little bit too quickly. So far, looks like the Ruffians are going to have an okay time. They have an Uber, they've got an engineer and a sniper, so they are still turtle heavy. Although that sentry is probably not going to be up to level 3 by the time blue pushes in. Leon, though, still looking for the picks. Always in the same position, which pretty much he can be seen through that glass window there. So the Wonderboys are going to know when he is sniping, which is a problem just because that means they know how to avoid him. They know exactly where he is every time. They do take down Shady James, which means that there will be no soldier for the moment, and that sentry is still up. So You know what? That's about as close as I'm going to get to that one. Looks like the Ubers are popped here with 3 players now down for the red team, and there are still 5 up for blue, but they don't have an Uber to take care of the sentry, so they're going to have to get in there and do some good damage to it without the Uber. Sorry, trying to do just that. He does manage to take down the engineer, and now there's a scout on the point, snuck on there. Nobody was able to stop him, so nice play. He walked in from that lower left area and realized that the sentry would not be able to hit him if he just hid in the very back of the point where that wall sort of cups around to defend you from it. So good work by him. Managed to cap that point and bring it up to 3-1 for the Wonderboys. And now the Ruffians, let's see. Did their demo get there? No, once again, their demo is slower than Sorry 420. Looks like Sorry just has a better rollout than he does. And that can mean a lot of difference here on these mid-fights. Weasel down. He was jumping straight in for that med, but there were so many players focusing that it does not matter. And look at all the spam that could be directed. There you go. They are going to start directing that spam straight at the enemy medic. Sorry 420 going straight for him. Hits him with a huge sticky. Didn't quite manage to take him out, though. And now, interestingly, our red team is going to try and push in and stop this cap. Too late, though. And there goes the medic to a stray rocket. Not even really aimed at him, just generally fired down that corridor. And, okay, Fraps. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, well, not sure what is going on with the frame rate every so often, but I guess we'll just work with it. Anyway, Milk Maiden is standing up here trying to defend this point with 112 health, so he's not feeling too hot right now. But so far, nobody really jumping at him. He's got to be careful about a scout walking up the side, and ouch. Okay, managed to get back here, and actually... Oh, his medic hit him with a crossbow. That's what that was. He's going for the hit on... There you go. Takes down White Magic. 2 health left, and did even some damage against Phantom before he went down. Phantom, though, still around 100% health, and now we've got a situation where it looks like the Wonderboys may go up 4-1 here. DeLeon did get a good kill against Phantom. And this guy, I mean, he seems like he's doing an excellent job for the team, but nobody... Oh! Just able to barely stop that capture. I thought they weren't going to get there in time. Turns out I was wrong. That was just about as close as you can get a capture without actually getting it. And now DeLeon doing exactly what he... Well, I thought he was going to jump out straight towards Spire, but I guess not. He will, however, try to deal some chip damage to White Magic over here. White Magic with his white hat will be a white dead soldier. That's exactly what's happening right there. Wow! Big damage coming in from Sorry 420 as well. Didn't expect to see him jumping in there, did ya? But he did, and then he paid the price. So Blue trying to recapture that Spire so they can make another hit on last, and it's not going to work at all. The Uber is just now popped. Havoc trying desperately to get away from this crazy demo man, but he's going to be walking over pills. Oh, it's got to be scary. No! Oh, Havoc walked over those pills and bit the dust. Now Phantom sneaking in behind him. Oh, Phantom with a medic kill as well. Sorry 420, the only man left alive for the Wonderboys at this point, but at least they got the medic, and Sorry 420 is going to die. Or he'll get away. And he could actually just, yep, there you go, swap back to last by changing classes. The beautiful thing about those forward spawns is that if you change class, it sends you back to whatever spawn you're supposed to be in if you change class. So that's what he did. Managed to get away and get back to defend the point just in time. They will have the Uber. They will have a decent chance at defending this. Let's just see if the Ruffians can turn this around, because it is still only 3-1. So I thought it was going to be 4-1, and it's definitely not. The Ruffians went all the way back from their last point and will now be attacking. But they won't have an Uber advantage. You have a player advantage right now. You got Sofu trying to come in and do some damage to the sentry. Not going to work. That sentry is still alive. Well, okay, so sentries can't technically be alive. I know. Semantics, Salamancer. We do have some good spam coming in, and there goes the sentry. Milk Maiden takes it down and actually kills Cortex, too. Cortex was out there trying to repair it, and he goes down. So now we have a problem, and he got in there and even or maybe that was Weasel, got in there and forced the Uber. So now there is an... Oh, uh-oh. That actually didn't work too well for them at all. And Roma is well, I guess the technical term is boned here. He is boned. Demo is not going to be able to defend him effectively against a scout who is just dodging all over the place. Did hit one pipe, though, and there you go. Rockets come in to save him. So Roma, oh, he was so close to getting out of that alive, but both of those scouts came in there and finished him off. Now they have lost both the scouts, though, and interestingly, our red team is going to be super aggressive and just try to sneak in and cap the point. They don't really see much in the way of defense in there, so they might be able to do this. There are, however, sticks on that point, and it's not really going to be possible to get in there and cap anymore. They take down White Magic, though, and Shady James is down. Oh, they're walking in, and they actually cap it! That's pretty weird. But it worked. Absolutely worked for them. So that was... I don't think I've ever seen a team capture last without their medic alive before in an official game. I've seen it happen in like pickup games because I'm a terrible medic and my team just walks in without me and they're like, yeah, it's cool, Sal, we'll carry you. Put you on a stretcher, all 5 of us. But no, I've never seen that happen in an official game. So wow, way to turn it on to the Ruffians. That's probably going to give them some huge momentum. But momentum is not enough. Sometimes momentum just carries you right into pills. Ooh. So WB, the Wonderboys, managed to cap mid. They lost their medic, and they're actually taking a bit of damage here. It's going to suck for that soldier because he's going to be like, oh, I was so close to killing that scout. Except he's going to say it with an Australian accent. So he'll be like, oh, I was so close to killing that scout, mate. It was awful, I know, but it was as close as I can get. And also he's going to be standing on his head because he's in Australia. And that's the only Australian joke we can ever make because it's hilarious because you guys are upside down. How does it feel? How does it feel to know that every single time we make that same lame joke over here, we all laugh about it? And we have that smug little smile on our faces. How does it feel, Australia? Whatever. We love you. Anyway, the Wonderboys getting out here and should be able to cap Spire. Cortex, he knows his route so well, at least he used to, that he didn't even have to look where he was going. He was able to ascend that Spire without jumping at all. He's now going to start trying to chase down the enemy medic, but that medic is already back on last, so Roma Bordovsky back there trying to help defend, and they do take out White Magic, but that's going to force a lot of attention on the point. Going to force the red team to stay downstairs, which is not where they want to be. Oh, look at that. Yep, that's just not where you want to be standing. Downstairs is bad. 4-2 now for the Wonderboys. Team name almost certainly inspired by Jack Black, and I can't say I blame him. So we're going to watch this Sorry rollout, which actually, this could be a bit of a slower rollout. He's still making some pretty good jumps, but he just hit that little doorway edge, and so he's still getting out there in time to try and deal some damage to the scouts, who frankly should not be walking out of that house, because if the demo gets there just a tiny bit faster, he will punish you severely for it. So it's good practice never to walk out of the house exactly, you know, at the entrance that Sorry's looking at right now. If you're a scout, just don't walk out of here on the way out to mid. Don't do it, because that demo that gets there when he's supposed to will just wreck ya. He will wreck ya. Pretty sure you can get there by 9:45. and be laying down stickies at that house by 9:45. So, don't do it. Bad practice. Anyway, this is going to be Wonderboys once again capping Spire, and they are probably well on their way to victory. So the Ruffians have put up a rough and tumble fight, and they've done a really darn good job of holding on to this for as long as possible. They've actually got a heavy now. So we're going to watch the heavy cam. Oh, they don't have the heavy anymore. Mike, yeah, I thought you had a heavy. I thought you were going to be all pro and stuff. Just kidding. Everybody hates heavy. Like, it's this uniform thing among all of the pro players that you will ever hear. They're just always like, heavy sucks. Why do we have to play against the heavy? I hate heavy. Because, I mean, anyway, they don't like it. So, interesting, aggressive, defensive Uber, but they are not able to find a Havoc, and that means Havoc can pop his Uber whenever he wants to. Problem is, this is a situation where I think they were in this situation before, or maybe it was the Ruffians actually in that situation. Regardless, they lost a couple of players, and now they've had their Uber forced outside, so that's going to reset things a little bit. Still, 6 against 3, they could push into this. Well, no, it's not, because locally, it's not 6 against 3. A bunch of their players had just respawned and were trying to get there. Still, they are able to put a bit of pressure onto the point. Phantom walking in, and just as long as he stands there, that's going to force the Ruffians. Yeah, the Ruffians are going to have to go stand on the point as well. They do take down Cortex and lose a Milk Maiden in the process. So, no, I think they've got this defense pretty well squared away here, actually. We'll find out soon enough. As, oh, Roma Bordovsky gets taken out, and now there will be no heals on the field for these guys. Every little bit of damage is going to hurt so much. It will not get healed up unless they can go back to the supply cabinet, which it seems like they can. But now Havoc's got an Uber. This could be the end of the game right here. They could walk in with this Uber with whoever they want to. They could Uber a Scout. They could Uber a Pyro. They could just Uber nobody. They could just walk the medic in with an Uber by himself and probably still win this. But no, they're not going to do that. They are going to play it smart. Which, you know, obviously not a strong decision, but a smart decision. Wins them the game. And this is pretty much going to be it, guys. 5-2 for the Wonderboys against the Ruffians. Well played to both teams. I liked watching it. This was Australian Div 2 style of play. So Australians, get in there, make us all proud for TF2 competitive. And guys, do hit subscribe here on youtube.com/fatmob. I always tell you to do it because I always want your subscription. And frankly, if you've been watching my videos, a lot of you have expressed that you would love to help me out any way you can. And you know what? Best way you can do it? Get me more subscriptions. Go, do it. But I mean, like, don't just make random accounts because that's not going to help at all. Later, dogs.